Hi, my name is Megan, and I am Megan Leanne Reads, and today I'm going to be turning myself into Jude Duarte. So, Jude Duarte is a character from the Cruel Prince book written by Holly Black, a book that I didn't read until just a couple of months ago, actually, and I absolutely loved it. I didn't know really much about it before I started reading it, and absolutely it was so different from really a lot that's on the shelves right now, especially considering that it's fairy and it's also very different. Fairies are very popular, have been for a long time now. I feel like a lot of the books in today's time are dealing with more fairy thing. I see that vampires are coming back. Kind of excited about that. I feel like some new takes on vampires would be kind of cool in this day and age, but that's not what this is about. So we are going to be talking about the Cruel Prince, but also me turning myself into Jude Duarte, a cosplay that I absolutely love. I cosplayed her a couple of months ago on my Bookstagram account, also named Megan Leanne Reads, and it got a lot of attention. I wasn't expecting it because I only had about 500 followers at the time, which is a lot of followers, but kind of small for a Bookstagram account. So I posted the photo, and over the next couple of weeks it just started getting a ton of attention. Owlcrate shared it. It got 5,000 likes on Owlcrate's page. I ended up gaining like 300, 400 followers from it. I went from 500 to 900, now at 1,000. And it's all basically due to Owlcrate sharing my photo. So that was absolutely amazing. It completely blew my mind. I'm a huge Owlcrate fan, if you couldn't tell, because I have boxes all over my bookshelves. So, also a lot more over here in the corner underneath my little Christmas tree. I was super excited that they shared it, and I thought, wow, this is amazing. And then I started getting a lot of comments and messages of how I did my hair, how I did the look, where I got the dress, things like that. So today's going to be a video all about that. I'm going to break it up into two sections. First is just going to be about my makeup routine, where I got the inspiration for that, and then the second part is going to be about my hair. So I'm going to pull my hair back real quick and start in on doing my makeup. So I'm gonna skip my foundation routine because I feel like I don't do a whole lot with my foundation routine. It's basically just putting concealer, powder, bronzer, and doing my brows, so that's pretty much it. So just a second, I'll be back with my base makeup, and then we can get started in on the eye makeup, and I can be talking about where I got the inspiration for it when we come back. So yay! See you guys in a second. I am back with my base done. Quick overview of what happened off camera. I put on my concealer in the places that I need concealer, and then I put on powder. Just used Neutrogena skin powder. Don't break out using it, so that's the only reason I have it. Did my brows with an e.l.f. kit. Used a Wet n Wild contouring palette to do my bronzer. And then blush. I don't even know what the heck blush this is. As you can see kind of what it looks like. It's just more of a neutral tone, kind of like a peachy color. So from that point forward, we're going to be doing my eyes. Now, I think of the Cruel Prince as being very colorful and kind of orangey, like orange and gold and dark purples, kind of dark blues. Very interesting color scheme, and I think I feel like that because when I didn't read the Cruel Prince, when I was just seeing everyone else's love for it, I was following different fan arts. Fan art from people like Melly Scribbles, I think is how you say her username. I'm gonna link all of the people that I mentioned, their Instagrams below, so that you guys can go and check out the fan art, or go and comment and like and follow, because these people are absolutely amazing artists. So Melly Scribbles has really beautiful Cruel Prince fan art that I absolutely love, and she has a very orangey, kind of dark purpley yellows and dark greens, kind of like blacks. It's just really pretty, and her art style is beautiful. And then a couple I'll get into later, mainly just for my hair inspiration. But we're gonna get started on actual eye makeup now. So I'm gonna be using mainly the Morphe palette that is the Day Slayer palette. These are the colors that's inside it. Absolutely love this palette. My cousin got it for me because she's amazing, and I use it all the time. But with this one, especially this look, it just helped tremendously. So I'm gonna be using the color Natural and going into my crease. And blending that out. So once you're done with that, I like to go into the in the crease color. It's called In the Crease, and put it in the crease. And just layer it on top of the natural color that we just put down. And I like to fan it out to my eyebrow. So once you're done with that, we're gonna go into the color. I'm gonna get a different brush here. Oh, you know what? I'm not even gonna use a brush for this. We're just gonna dig our fingers right into this bronzed beauty color to where your finger is just straight up gold. I like to use my finger because I feel like the pigment shows up better when I use my finger. And there you go. So moving on, I am going to go into this Define color with a round brush and just dab into this outer corner, an outer edge. Whatever you want to call it. I don't know what it's called. Okay, so once you're done with that, you go in with the Epic color. Don't fall. The Epic color. And you're just gonna get darker. And then I'm gonna go in with the Mauve color, which is the second darkest color in this palette. Then I'm going to go back with the very first brush that I ever used, because I reuse brushes, and just fan it out and blend. I'm gonna go in with this Upbeat color, which is this one right here, and just blend out the edges, going up to the eyebrow. I'm gonna take a very small tipped brush and dip into the Define color and go underneath my eye. Then we go in and do liner. So I did a pretty big cat eye last time I did this, and we're doing the same thing today. I use these post-it notes for a lot of different reasons. Sometimes to take away the shadow softly without having to use tape that kind of pulls at your skin and everything. This just kind of easily pops off, and sometimes even if I don't want to use this for my liner, I will use it for the shadow, because then when you peel it away, it actually peels away a line. So you're able to make sure that your eyeliner is even before your pen even touches your skin, which is really nice sometimes. Moment of truth. That's not bad. Look at that. We made some eyeliner, y'all. Okay, cool. Now it's just cleaning things up. Cool. Alright. Let's make it darker. the Sweet color, which is the black color in this palette, and just darken up that outer edge. And then underneath as well. See the difference? Just kind of defines it a little bit more. I think it looks better. Okay, yeah. I was gonna test something while I was over here. I think this is what I ended up doing last time. I don't remember it being so orange the first time. I remember there being like a pop of something that I did. The Buxom Gold color. It's pretty awesome. It's called Gold Status. Dab, dab, dab. I'm gonna go in with the Buxom Gold and just pop it into the inner corner of my eye and the bottom lid as well. Now that is finished. Now all that's left to do, let's put on highlighter. Now this is an interesting moment because I think I'm gonna use this gold first. So I bought this on clearance at Target. Because I thought it was beautiful. But I realized I'm not tan enough for this yet. I was over the summer, but not anymore. My tan is faded. But now I put my other highlighter over it and it seems to work pretty well. This is the Hello Halo Wet n Wild. Now I'm going to take my e.l.f. highlighter and run my finger right over the top of that. I have a post-it note on my phone right now so that I don't look at my phone and I look at the camera. I'm not sure it's helped too much, but maybe more than I think that it has. Now, lashes. And then pop these on. Now these are short little lashes that I bought from whichever eye it goes on right there, that I bought from e.l.f. and they're like $3 lashes. I've never owned a pair of lashes more expensive than $3. I hope to one day. So as that's drying, I'll talk about the book a little bit. Like I said before, I started reading it just a few months ago. Walked into it thinking that it was going to be completely different than it actually was. I thought that it was a complete just soul fairy book. Had no idea that it was at all about the real world and the fairy world. So when it started off, I was a little confused because the prologue mentions the moment that they were brought to the fairy world. And I was very confused for the first entire chapter because I thought, what is this world? And I realized it was something completely different. And so I read the book not knowing anything about it because even what I thought that I knew wasn't what was really going on. And I absolutely loved it. Let's stick on my eyelashes. So as that's drying, I've actually known about Holly Black for a couple of years now. Never read any of her books. My mom I actually have her books, some of them over on my bookshelves right now. I think they're down there, right there, down at the bottom so that they're easy to grab if I wanted to read them. And I've never picked them up because, I don't know, I just always felt like they were a little bit darker than the norm that I usually like to read. I've always been very into like happy fairy tales and just kind of fluffy books. And then as I've gotten older, I've kind of started to gravitate more towards the darker realm of things. And so my mom heard about Holly Black coming out with The Cruel Prince and was like, oh, I've read some of her books. I wonder what this one's going to be like. And then it came out and everyone loved it. And my mom immediately read it when it came out. My mom absolutely loved it. She was telling me for forever. She's like, you gotta read these books, you gotta read these books. I actually got 2 copies of it because it was in Owl Crate and Fairy Loot. And so I got 2 different copies of it and had them sitting on my bookshelves for months, and I just never picked them up until my brother was getting married and I needed books to read in the car. So I picked The Cruel Prince and started reading it, and I didn't put it down until I finished it. I absolutely loved the book. I thought that it was very, it was just really descriptive, and it takes a book. I don't know, I've never really been one for description. I also want to be a writer, and I learned that my biggest hang up is not putting enough description, because I think I'm just a very impatient person that I am trying to read a book and I'm not really paying attention to the descriptions of things. I'm looking for dialogue. So I actually don't gravitate a lot towards books that have tons and tons of description. One of the only reasons why I've never read J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings, because I read the first couple of pages when my brother was reading it for school, and I couldn't. And of course I was young at the time, so it was a long time ago. So maybe I would like them more now, but like I said, I've just never really been one for lots of description. And so I really loved how descriptive she was, but it never bored me. Never bored me, even though there was just so much detail. I mean, just the colors, the atmospheres, the smells, like you could just kind of imagine exactly what Holly Black imagined while writing the book, just based off of her writing, and I love that. So as that's drying, Jude as a character was very different for me. I wasn't expecting her. She's very sassy, and I really love that. I really like characters that kind of get into trouble, because I think having a cautious character, you as a writer are sort of put in a box of, okay, well, I mean, to make an interesting story, she would go down the hallway, but my character wouldn't. So it's kind of a challenge writing some of these books, and I have a respect for the authors that do choose to write very cautious characters as the main character, because it does sort of limit you with writing choices. But with Jude, she just kind of made her way, and she put herself into a lot of trouble, which I absolutely loved. Got herself into a lot of trouble with her sister, but me being one of 3 sisters, I understand that. I really appreciated her writing of the sisters, them all having very different personalities, and then Cardan was someone I wasn't expecting either. It was called The Cruel Prince, but I just thought, like, oh, it's probably gonna be like a Ricin thing from or Ricin. How do you say his name? I called him Rice for the longest time, and then found out that it was Reese, and I don't know if I can switch back. So if I ever say his name wrong, that's why. But Reese from A Court of Thorns and Roses, I thought it was gonna be a lot like him, where he seemed like that, but then he really wasn't, and he turned. Cardan's kind of a jerk. Cardan he's cruel. I mean, you know that there's more to him, obviously, but I wasn't expecting him to be that, and I kind of appreciate that Holly Black just kind of kept with it. It was like, he is who he is, and for some reason I like him. I like him, and I love that I like him. I think that's really cool with how she wrote you to kind of feel, I think, exactly what she wanted you to feel as a reader. So we have our lashes on, and they're not gonna fall off because they're all dry now. We're gonna put some mascara on. Okay, so now that you have your eyes done, now we're going to turn to the lipstick. I just love, in general, very neutral toned lip colors, but this is the blushing brown color from e.l.f. I love this color, and I think I might try and mix it with the Wet n Wild Secret Muse color. It's kind of like a brown and then a purpley tone. We're going to see how that looks. I should probably do the other one first. We're definitely not leaving that one by itself. I think that is it. I don't know if there's anything else that I need to do. I don't think that there is. So yes, so this is the makeup routine that I did the first time I did Jude. And now it'll be the hair. And then I'll come back to you guys when we talk about hair.